William Osula has certainly divided opinion upon Newcastle United fans. Some say it's an underwhelming signing, which I understand because we haven't done much in this market, so you expect something big. But some are saying for £10 million with £5 million add-ons, it could be a potential bargain. I'm here today to give you some insight on what he can bring to St James's Park, his strengths, weaknesses, and where he fits in at Newcastle United. So just very quickly, if you are new here, my name's Antonio Mango and I scout, analyse and do a deep analysis on all the best upcoming wonder kids. So make sure you hit the like button to support this channel. And if you enjoy this video at the end, please hit that subscribe button. So firstly, let's do a quick background check on Osula. So he was born in Copenhagen, Denmark, and he's a product of the Danish club Copenhagen's Youth Academy. He joined Sheffield United in 2018, and that is where he signed his first professional contract in 2021. A year later, he made his professional debut for Sheffield United on the 16th of March 2022. His first goal came in the FA Cup against Gillingham, but he also scored in the next round against Brighton as well. And on the 1st of September 2022, he was loaned out to Derby County in League One. After a handful of appearances off the bench, he made his first start against Accrington Stanley, where he scored a brace in a 3-0 victory. I mentioned earlier he was born in Denmark, but he was born to a Danish mother and a Nigerian father. But he has been representing Denmark at youth level, playing for their under-19s and now under-21s. But during the 2023-24 season, that's when he tasted his first action in Premier League football, starting 9 games for Sheffield United, appearing in 21, but he didn't score any goals, and I think that's what's putting fans off. But I'm here to tell you what's good about him, what he can improve on, and what he'll bring to Newcastle United. Especially at just 20 years old, Osula is a fine physical specimen. He's got a wonderful blend of athleticism, strength, power and pace. Beautiful attributes to be suited to the Premier League. So where's he play positionally? Well, he's a right-footed forward who can play up front on his own or in a partnership, or he can also play wide left as well. When he plays as a centre forward, he's comfortable when he stays high up the pitch, almost pinning the opposition centre-backs deep. Allows him to work in the channels and make runs across the opposition backline, but not only across, also attacking with runs in behind. Standing at 6'4", Osula's height can bring notions of a target man, but he's far more complex than that. The reality is he's extremely mobile as well. Both with his movement and his agility off the ball, but his movement and his agility on the ball to dribble like a coordinated winger. He shows good versatility in his attacking output. He can work the channels, he can move in behind, or he can spin in behind from the central defenders. What I like about strikers is he shows good two-way movements, and what I mean by that is he creates his own space, often dropping deep to create that space in behind before spinning around and looking to get the ball in behind. The way he does this is brilliant because he manipulates the defenders into dragging them out of their position. This doesn't only create space for himself, but teammates as well. What he does well is curving his movements towards the ball before he creates enough space to really be direct and run straight at goal. The speed and pace in which he moves off the ball causes defenders real problems. And from what I've seen of him, I like his desire to make another run or a second-man run to get into goal-scoring positions. He's got a wonderful physicality, he's got powerful and he's explosive, and he uses long strides to sprint past opponents. But he's constantly on the move, and as a result, the defenders, the oppositions, need to be concentrated at all times, because if they're not, he will take advantage. When playing against lower blocks or deeper blocks in the final third, his movement's a little more stubble. When he's playing against higher lines, that's when he looks to use the width. So as his team's circulating the ball, looking for an opening, he will try and show for the ball. But once they break through the lines, that's when he starts penetrating in behind. These double movements are brilliant because it makes him unpredictable. You'll often see him exploiting gaps in between the fullback and the centre-back, looking to use those inside channels to get in behind. But given his size and his stature, he does really well in dueling with the ball, using his body to protect the ball, and being a main outlet source for his team. Given he can use his size, he can use his body under pressure, he also provides an effective outlet for his team and providing them with some respite. Osula has a good mix of hold-up play, but also making moves and running into channels and dragging defenders out of their position into matchups that they would rather not be. So how would this fit into Eddie Howe's system? Well, because of his knack of finding the inside channels, this creates space centrally for others. Naturally, this instigates rotations, whether it's a left back overlapping, whether it's a winger coming in and inverting. It just creates more space for the team to be more unpredictable. But he's definitely a two-way centre forward. He's got the ability to threaten in behind, but he's also got the ability to come and receive between the lines. So what's he like in possession? Osula is an adapt dribbler, and it's really risky dropping off him and allowing him to receive in space. Because his first thought is, how can I turn on the ball? How can I be direct? How can I be aggressive? And where's the space to exploit? From the times watching him, there's very few players his age that are as frightening as him when he's in momentum. He's got the pace, the power, and the upper body strength to bully opponents off the ball. He's not the most elegant skill dribbler, but when there's space to run into, just a simple push and run will likely beat his opponents. Even when there's less space, he's got the ability and the agility to change his direction quickly. One thing I will say about his ball control and his dribbling, when he's in tighter spaces, he does have the ability to change his direction quickly, but he does suffer slightly. His touch, and he will miscontrol the ball at times. He finds it more difficult to use his body to manipulate players when he's in tighter areas or when he's touch tight. He has much more of a threat when he only needs to push and accelerate around the opposition. He's so good at providing respite for his team through his dribbling. His lengthy strides, his dribbling at pace, his power causes real threat towards the opposition. For a big 6'4" lad, he's actually got beautiful ball-eye coordination. This allows him to dribble at speed, but also change his momentum and direction. So his speed is complemented with good power and exceptional dribbling skills. He navigates around the field using his right foot, just keeping the ball close to him. This allows him to maintain possession while sprinting at top speed. His explosive speed allows him to create separation, and this is why he's dangerous breaking through lines, but also dangerous in the penalty area when he's on the ball. But his best work is done when he's drawn defenders out the back line through his dribbling technique. This is where he can use that push and move combination to get past them. This allows him to enhance counter-attacks through the ability to carry the ball over longer distances. He's got this speciality knack of using a step over and touching the ball away with his left or right foot. This allows him to create space to drive through the lines, but if he's in the penalty area, you'll not hesitate to get a shot off. But from an offensive point of view, there's plenty a lot to like about. Osula's game. From an offensive point of view, there's plenty to like about Osula's game. Whether that be serving as a focal point, a target man, using his body well to protect the ball, or benefiting from curved runs in behind, using the momentum of the pass to create different angles to finish with. There's a lot of like and a lot to work with about his game. He's also a formidable threat aerially as well. His athleticism and his strength help him compete with the biggest defenders. In his short stint in the Premier League, he's winning on average 2.75 aerial duels per game with a 72% success rate. This makes him a constant threat in the box, especially when he's got momentum to attack the ball. This allows him to really bully defenders off the ball, and he's a really presence inside the box. I've talked about him from an attacking point of view. What's he like defensively? Well, he works tirelessly in defence, and he shows great intelligence in blocking defensive lines, preventing the opposition to play out from the back, but he also presses extremely well as well. He's a really active, intense, and tenacious presser, and he'll use his physical build to disrupt the opposition. Use his acceleration well to close in spaces. He's extremely committed and possesses high work rate to track back and to just generally press the opposition, forcing them in errors. This is vital, especially at a team like Newcastle United under Eddie Howe, because he wants his team to press, he wants his team to defend from the front, and someone like this will certainly bring that. Therefore, it forces quicker transitions, higher up turnovers, creating more goal scoring opportunities. Despite there being a lot of potential to work with, every player comes with these weaknesses, and this boy's no different. Although he makes a lot of penetrative runs, his positioning could improve. Somewhat in the box and outside the box. Doesn't mind jostling with defenders and engaging with them and using his strength to hold them off, but he needs to be more savvy and create more separations. Doing this will allow him to turn far easier on the ball. And that means he can do what he does best and isolate his man and beat them on one-on-ones. He's a good striker of the ball and he works off instincts, especially off the dribble. He's so good at finding a yard of space and letting rip with a powerful strike towards goal. But where he needs to improve inside the box is his composure. So when you're combining clever positioning with better composure, you'll get much more of a goal-scoring output. Then finally, his first touch and his link-up play will have to improve. His first touch, especially under tight pressure, can be somewhat wayward. This results in easy turnovers and loss of possession. It seems like he concentrates more on pinning his man back than he does the ball, and therefore he's not concentrating on how to control it better, and sometimes it just bounces off his foot needlessly. But once he controls the ball, when he controls the ball, his link-up play and his awareness needs to improve. Sometimes he gets it right, no doubt, but there's times where his passes, he's making the wrong decisions, or his passes just aren't sharp enough and they're getting easily intercepted, or they're too predictable. There's definitely concerns and areas for improvement. Eddie Howe will have to do a lot of coaching with him because he's extremely raw, and you can see that in his game. He is suited to the Premier League when you look at attributes-wise, but in terms of just technical refinement, he will need a lot of polishing. From a personal point of view, I think £10 million with £5 million add-ons, if he does well, is a really, really intelligent signing. This boy has all the potential in attributes to be a real force in the. So I really do think it's a shrewd signing by Newcastle United. So there you go, guys. There's a scout review on Newcastle United's new potential signing, William Osula. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on another episode. And I just want to say I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. And until the next time, thank you very much.